Well, hello there. This is Shiva. I'm just downloaded a bunch of games. I'm starting with Visual Pinball. I have tons of FP games, so that's not a big deal. So I'm just setting up all my tables, making sure that they work, and also to set up things like the viewing angles and everything else. So I just thought I would show you how to do this. Now, if you remember, I'm a beginner to BPX just as much as you are looking at this, but there are a couple of interesting things about this. First off, let's cancel. And let's try to see if this table will actually let me load manually. So as you can see, I've got all my tables here. I don't want to do Iron Maiden. What's a really good one? Rolling Stones. I think I've already set this up. Let's just see. Okay, so we'll do something very simple. This is a solid state. This is a great game. Is this set up? Not quite. I'm going to reset this up. Okay, so with the older games, they're actually pretty easy to set up and also to change. If you press the F6 key, which is what I just did, you get the dip switches. And as you can see, I've already done these. But if you hit the F1 key, you can also if you can also change some of the settings in here. You can skip the test. You can use the sound samples. Is for the older BP versions. You can have compact displays, all sorts of stuff that you can do in here. For the most part, you really don't need to change this, so you'll be fine. But what I would really like to do is, first off, let's see what the author put in the instructions. So if you hit escape to exit, you will notice, yeah, this reads the little field in the table info file. So what we got here, just updates. He hasn't actually given you any additional instructions, so we'll just go to quick to editor. Now, let's set up the viewing angle. Now, you can do it manually if you really want to, but this way is actually pretty easy. This is one thing. This play button here is called Interactive Edit Table. So you can actually adjust the actual viewing angle. Pretty simple with this. So we'll just wait for this to get going. Now, if you look way up at the top, it actually tells you what to do. Left, right, flipper key. This will decrease and increase the value. So let's just do that, shall we? And there we go. So I'm hitting the right key, right flipper key. I'm hitting the left flipper key. Let's make this really, really kind of like that. You can do it like that. Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's actually pretty good. I don't like to make my angles too much. I just usually set my angles so that if the ball is in this area, I can actually see what it's doing. Not really that great. Yeah, I'll use. Yeah, that's a good angle. Okay, to adjust the play field lighting, what you can do is you just hit the control key. Now there's two steps to this. So I hit the control key, and let's see if we can increase the brightness a little bit, the lighting. And again, you can make this. There are limits to this, but I like to play around with this. Okay, so that's good. So what do? Well, we hit the escape key, and then we go into the debugger and interactive. We select the lights, and as you can see, my lights are all changed. And then I hit apply, right, and then close, and then I exit out of the table. Now, the thing with the debugger, as it is noted right here, that you should use this manually, but you can actually use your control key. If you just use the control and don't go into this mode here, your table is going to have some problems. So it's always best to hit escape. Is to set your two areas, hit escape, and select the debugger, check your lights, hit the apply button if that's what you want, and then you close it, and now it should work. I've noticed this with a couple of tables. If you don't hit escape and press apply, it kind of can cause your table to crash. or get really screwed up, and then you have to basically remove all of the files for that table and then reload it from scratch. So let's see if we're going to have any problems here. Play table. And there it is. And it remembers my settings and everything. So that's nice. You see, with the viewing angle, if I'm going to be comparing versions between VPX and FP, make it a little bit fair. In FP, I usually have an F1 or an F2 view. This is sort of very close to that. Also the lighting too as well. Some tables are just too dark in VPX, and some tables are just too dark in FP too as well. So we just like to have a nice clear view of everything. And you know, this is an older machine, it should be lit up a little bit more. You know what, the author really did it. You know, the VPX tables and the FP tables, they're just getting better and better looking as the years go on, don't they? I mean, look at that, that's just gorgeous. I really like how I really like the steel work on here. Okay, so, you know, that's actually all I'm doing. I'm trying not to play the tables all that much. I think I've already played this one to test out to make sure that it works fine. I just generally play a ball, or you know, even half of the ball in play. I don't want to be too... I don't want to be, you know, I want to give each version a pretty fair chance and everything else. And I'm just going through all my tables right now. So, anyway, fumble mouth today as usual. Anyway, I'm going to sign off. I'm just going to put this up here just to show you a couple quick tips and stuff on how to set up the angles and stuff. You can give a good criticism of the VPX that there isn't like a central source where you can find out all of this information. You usually end up Googling it and hope that somebody answers a question. I've noticed this more than a few times with the VPX community. With FP, there are tutorials and help files. If you go to Pinball Nevada, you will see that there is a huge section for BAM. And generally they're right here, and there are some awesome guides. I mean, there's tons and tons and tons of information here. Setup instructions for FP, there is just like tons and tons of support files. George H especially likes to do these kind of things. Yeah, you see Terry Red does his stuff, but too as well. So, you know, it's just a great resource, and as you can see, it's huge amount of information in here. So if you have a problem with FP, it's really easy to find the answer to your question. VPX, not quite as good. Okay, so and you know, these little things, a lot of the authors that have been around for years forget that new people do not know even the most basic stuff. That's what I just showed you is pretty basic, and so I hope you've learned from this. And in the meanwhile, I will continue to do all of my games here. Get the VPX set up and then start getting some FP games in, and then we're going to start doing some videos. But in the meanwhile, hey, my name is Shiva. I hope you've had a great day. Mine was just, well, it's beautiful outside. My Lord, I live up in the Pacific, right by the Pacific in British Columbia. And oh my goodness, what a beautiful day. T-shirt and shorts weather today up here. So I hope you've had a really pleasant day, and we'll talk to you later. In the meanwhile, happy pinball. Bye.